By age 3, we can judge if we're getting a square deal or not. By the time we're 8, we not only prioritize equality for ourselves, but for the whole team. After all, fair is fair. So, can we use our childhood ideas of fairness to solve grown-up problems? In 2019, women in the US make only 79 cents for every dollar made by men. The wage gap is widest in high-profile industries where the most money is at stake. In Hollywood, the wage gap between male and female stars is a dramatic 25%. In pro sports, tennis has a 20% pay cap, but the pay gap in team sports like basketball and softball is even higher. Out of the limelight, there's also a 20% gap amongst software workers and doctors, and a staggering 45% between top-level executives.
People care more about how they're rewarded relative to other people than just about anything else.
That's Professor Lee Thompson, an expert in salary negotiations who studies gender pay disparity.
One of the things that creates this gender pay gap is how men and women negotiate their starting salaries. The US women's national team is a really good example.
The U.S. women's national team is the #1 female soccer team in the world. Since 2015, the women's team has generated more revenue in ticket sales and had a higher viewership across major matches than the men's team. But in spite of their success, there's still pay inequality compared to the men's team.
Their original contract at the time they signed on the dotted line seemed fair, but then life changes. Your success changes. In the case of the U.S. women's team, they're world champions.
When the women's team negotiated their initial salary, they thought it was the best deal they could get. But all that changes with success. So what are they going to do about it?
First, initiate negotiations. Don't wait passively, especially if you've had a big achievement. Second of all, plan your opening offer. Figure out exactly what would make you happy. The third thing is, think about how your terms are going to benefit a team, a group, the company. And when you do that, you're going to make a much more powerful argument.
To close the pay gap, the U.S. women's team is negotiating a revenue-sharing model that divvies up pay to both teams based on the total revenue each generates. So, when a team brings in more money, they get paid more, no matter which gender. The men's national team even supports this model. It's a way to move towards fair compensation.
I think one of the greatest assets they have is they're a team. And one of the things that we know is that women are much more effective when they're negotiating in a team situation. They're expert team players.
A united team and a level playing field are important in sports, but also in life. With the team at US Cellular, you're working with a wireless provider that values fairness.